Olsen reading for Irene. I was at the store today, standing in line waiting for my turn at the register, and I saw they were having a toy drive, seeing that it's Christmas and all, you know. There were all kinds of toys there, and one of them was this little police cruiser, plastic police cruiser for a little boy, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and I stood there and looked at this little police cruiser, wondering if I should buy it. It's not a good thing when people die and there is nothing left to remember you by. So I thought that if I just bought that police cruiser, I would have something to remember him by. To me, one of the saddest things in the whole world is that moment when light in a light bulb dims and goes out. You control the switch and you know that you can switch a light back on again, but when the same thing happens in a person, especially a child, when that light finally goes out in a child's eyes, and you know that no matter what you can do, you can't bring it back. I remember everything so clearly. The way the sunlight sparkled on the leaves, and some shafts of light came through the trees and landed on the grass. That was bright light, and there was darkness too. It was dark too under the trees, and he held my hand so trustingly as I led him to that little sunlit glade, so trustingly. I remember brown hair, blue eyes, reminded me of when I was young. He smiled up at me and said, "Look at the squirrels, look how they play." And I agreed with him that the squirrels were beautiful. He had no idea of what was happening to him. Life can be so cruel sometimes. It was just a chance encounter, but he would be forever changed, and I knew this. I knew that within, 5-10 minutes, he wouldn't be the loving little boy he had been anymore. He would be changed. He would be sick. He would be infectious. He would be a danger to everyone, including my family. And I have kept my family safe for so long, and I will continue to do so. I turned him around in front of me and made him look at the squirrels. His back was towards me when I put my hands around his neck and started squeezing. He struggled, of course he struggled, he didn't know what was going on. But I just kept on squeezing. In the struggle, he turned around and we were suddenly on the ground. I don't remember how. And I just continued squeezing with my weight on top of him. He couldn't move. And I squeezed and I squeezed until, like a light being switched off, the light went out of his eyes. And I knew something inside me had gone out too, and I could never bring that back. But as the cliche goes, I had no choice. I couldn't let him change. I had to do what I had to do. No flinching, no compromising. Some people get to live forever, but he was not one of them. Needless to say, this morning I ended up not buying that toy. Not buying that little plastic police cruiser that would have reminded me of him for the rest of my long life. Because, as all of us know, some things are better forgotten.